Hello, my name is Alun, and today I'm facilitating the third in the series of five sessions of Star Wars Traveler using the Citizen hack, which we have discovered, thank you, Rich, is by Modest Proposal on Reddit. So, Modest Proposal, if you're out there, thank you, because we think it's quite a neat hack of Mongo's Traveler Second Edition. I have bastardized some of the rules, it must be said, to get us able to do some space combat, but we, it's Star Wars. We'll wibbly wobbly it. Um, this game was organized as part of it's an off-calendar game for the Open Hearth gaming community. We didn't actually put this up on the calendar because we have a picked cast, one of whom is not here, but one who has arrived having missed the first one because of business commitments or life commitments. Um, but if you don't know about the Open Hearth, please do check us out. As required, we are playing within the community's code of conduct. We're using safety tools, and we will do a brief debrief at the end using stars and wishes. So, having got that out of the way, I think we're due a previously on Citizen, Star Wars Citizen. Lowell, can I come to you first and ask you for something that you think would be in the previously on?
I think it's why are they sharpening their knives? And then the shot of us running through the jungle away from these aliens and shooting back behind us. I think that's the one. And then maybe another shot of me going, I think we're going to have to dump the cargo. And Bill going, no.
Love it. Stephen, do you want to take us on from there?
Yeah, I think the next one would be in several locations, and we'll cut screen wide asking about Kasidy Kolos, um if anyone's heard from her, and then a brief view of the Toyadarian Glim Solda in a sleazy office saying, "Oh, you're looking for a new name, Clara Carval." And then we see the biopic uh,
Leia, the
Leia, the
true
true
story.
story, with starring Clara Carval.
And that does indeed appear to be Kasidy Kolos. And Orux, help us with a bit of context here that helps the audience understand why Kasidy Kolos is important to us.
Yes, Kasidy Kolos is the younger sister of Oryx's surviving crew member or surviving squatty from back when he was in military service.
And we should stress not just military service, but
We should?
because I think we have to, cut back to something that shows the pair of you kind of taking your helmets off.
Yes.
And then we all know that you were Imperial stormtroopers.
Yes.
And I think then we have a little clip of the conversation. I cannot now remember who had this conversation with someone who said, of course, oh, Bilger. Bilger did a bit of hacking, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he discovered that the New Republic has a watch list of former Imperial folk, including their families. And so, as an aside, Oryx. Um, we know that Cassidy appears to be operating under the name Clara Corval. We know that she is set to appear at a premiere of Leia, the True Story, at the Glow Globe on Adalon in the Minos Cluster. Um, Oryx, the reason that the reason we explained why you might be on a Darlon as well is that was where you got a clue from Bick, I think, that she was interested in being a star, and so a Darlon seems to be the logical place to be. Um, Now, I kind of was a bit vague about exactly where your investigations at a Darlon had taken you. So, do you want to give us just a little kind of pen picture of how your investigations on a Darlon proceeded?
We would see a musical montage, no speech of Oryx arriving on a shuttle, of him asking around, and then traveling via light rail train or a monorail type train to because I heard in the recording that he was at some kind of amusement park. So we see this rebellion world Rebel World, which has just been hastily propped up. And there are all kinds of references to there's like an Ewok group of actors who come up to him, but they're all regular person sized and but they're covered in furry. And he's asking around. And we have him on a particular like zero G roller coaster ride. It's holding on not extremely like he didn't get zero G training in the Stormtrooper Academy. He was not a zero G trooper. And then finally he's evidently talked to everyone a little dejected, carrying a little pennant on a small stick of the Alliance to Restore the Republic icon on it, along with General Han Solo and General Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia pictures, like cartoon uh, bobblehead type pictures of them, as well as a C3PO crunch bar.
And I'd like to add to that, if I may, um, the suggestion that the reason that you went to look there was that there was a picture in the advertising for this theme park of someone who looked like Cassidy or looked like the picture that Vic gave you of Cassidy, um, as the cosplay Leia in these various kind of people wandering around in costume. And so you go there, and we have to have that point where you see Leia down the street, and you would say, Cassidy, and turn around, and it's a different woman made up to look like Leia. And that, I think, is when your comlink to the rest of the crew, um, when comes through, and who do you think it is? Because I'm just reminding ourselves of our relationship map. Who is the person most likely to have got in touch with you with an update? Is that
Would
Nivea?
have seems right.
Yeah. So I think, that we get a little pop-up call from Nivea explaining that they think they found her in I think the largest city on Adalon is Balderdash. And so they found her in Balderdash, and that, you know, check out the news feeds for the premiere at the Glow Globe in a couple of days' time. And there are publicity pictures of Kasidy Kolos, i.e. Clara Koval, as Leia in the film of that name. Uh, and then I think you're all back together. We will just have a very brief point where Bilga, our cybered up Weequay, is just saying, look, you deal with this. I'll try to make sure we got a cargo for when it's time to take her home or whatever we're going to do. Um, and yeah, what are the three of you discussing?
So, if I may, Oryx, like we know where she is, where she's going to be, but it's a high ticket thing. Well, do you just need proof of life, or what is the deal here?
Well, Big's worried about her, so we don't have to go to the movie. I'm sure it'd be crap, but maybe we find out where she is and go talk to her. Make sure everything's all right.
Uh, uh, let's run through the challenges of this. She's a high ticket video star about to have a major premiere.
Yeah.
Can you like try to contact her? Does she know who you are?
Well, it was that one time we met, but I don't know if she remembers me. Uh, Vic and I were on holiday. Uh, furlough. And the I don't think she'd remember me now.
So how do you want to do this?
We should find out where she is and go up, strike up a conversation. I'll make sure she's all right. It seems like she's doing well. Storing, hello, about Princess Leia. Great.
So I was looking for her, and I put the word out. I was looking for her to star in a little independent film, and she had been in some plays, and then she disappeared a few months ago, and she disappeared really well, like almost government level secrecy, and changed her name to Clara Curval.
It's not
Um,
just for the movie. She changed her name.
she just
It's going to
disappeared
hurt Vic's
everywhere.
feelings.
It if we just walk up to her, we are exposing her um as a different name if there's someone who's looking for her under the old name.
Here's the thing, though. She looks the same. So if they're looking for her, I mean, you were able to find her. She's about to be in a vid, so she's not hiding that way. I think the real question is what she was doing when she was missing for that time. I think that may be the thing that she doesn't want to have exposed. Like, let's say she was the body double for Leia for, 6 months in some kind of secret operation. And the
Yeah.
rebellion doesn't want to get that exposed.
Or it's the name itself.
Yeah. Look, wouldn't your friend just be fine knowing that his daughter is
Sister.
sister is in such a great place?
I gotta
What a
reach
great
out to
job.
Bix and see what he thinks, but I don't know.
Yeah, check in with him because maybe he'll say, I'm so happy to know. Thank you, Orix, for going out of your way to find out for
Niv,
me.
Niv, do you think he's scared?
What do you mean?
Oh, just you sound kind of scared. Keel.
I'm not
Well,
scared. We got other stuff to do and no money to do it with. If we can take care of this in an easy, non-fractious way, I am all for that.
Fractious. All right. Reach out to Bick and see what he has to say. Oh, yeah, I got these for you. I hand out C3PO crunch bars to each of you.
What flavor are these? It doesn't say on the package.
I don't know. It's a mix of flavors.
What flavor is C-3PO?
Basically this.
the mix
Um,
of sour and sweet.
Okay.
it's not about flavor; it's about crunch, is what the
Okay,
advertising
crunch.
says.
That's what
Um,
I'm afraid of, actually.
and so I think probably we see you, just call up Bix on one of those little
Like a
hologram.
public
Yeah,
terminal.
exactly. In the corner of the bar, maybe. Because
Yeah,
why?
sure.
Yeah. Um, and Bix pops up and says, Oryx, any news?
Yeah, Vic. I got good news for you. Listen, your sister is doing all right, and she's going to be in a movie. She's got a boulder dashy name. She's here at Adalon. Big film, big stuff. Everything's
Um,
good.
so can you bring her home?
Nah, I don't think that's going to work out. She's doing real well. Why do you need her home?
Well, my father's dying. She
Jack
needs to
Ferrick.
know.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll get word to her.
Okay, and if she wants to come home, can you bring her home?
Of course. I just don't know if she wants. She's got a big movie.
Okay, well,
Big
look,
hollow. It's all over the place.
yeah, well, I think she'd want to know.
Yeah, I'll make sure she knows. I'll take care of it. Big.
Okay. Thanks, Orux. Let me know. Let me have an update as soon as you got one. But I really appreciate that you've managed to track her down, and she's okay. She's okay.
She seems hippie.
Great, great.
She's got her hair in these weird buns, but otherwise, good.
And cut the call. So with that in mind, what's the next step?
Come back. Has Keel started eating any of the crunch bar?
It is very, very crunchy.
Yeah, it's great, right?
No, that's not the word I would use for this. I've had hardtack that was oh
Just wash it
oh
down with some blue milk. It would be fine. Listen,
oh God.
so
I mean, I find
Big
myself
wasn't
thinking
clear.
with
Sorry.
strength 3 and control 3, whether in fact you are able to crunch this. But
Oh my God.
There is a question on that. I think so.
so sorry, Oryx, back to
Oh,
you.
it's okay. So Big wasn't clear on the way. Wanted to see if his sister was all right. I thought maybe it's just a check-in. You know how it is. Adelon, come here with big dreams. Afraid she'll get chewed up by the industry, but turns out the dead's dying. So I
Is this
do
the
have to
first
get a
time you've
message.
heard of that? Like, is this the first time you mentioned that?
Keel, listen, we were mates, right? We were squaddies. I don't push, and you should
Hey,
understand
look,
where
look,
you
look,
come
look.
from.
I understand where you come from, but like, if somebody asked me to do this significant a job,
Oh, dude, get
like
a
it,
message to her, and if she wants to go see her father, then we go.
okay,
And it'll be on my dime if I have to. If I have to pay the credits to get her where she needs to be, I'll do it. I'll take care of it.
okay.
That's what you do. Just like I would do the same thing for you. Keel, Nivea, do the same for you. Use my squatty, you go to my crew.
So what's the plan to get a message to Clara Caval then?
We're just gonna go find out where she is and then go there and talk to her.
So
Okay.
just let me tell you, Oryx, that might be a bad idea because she's a star now, and she's going to have paparazzi and protection and all that kind of stuff. So we
I'm
probably
not going
need
to
to
shoot
see.
anybody. I'm just gonna say, listen, I'm Bix, old Scotty, best mate. Need to talk to her. Got a message for her. I do need to talk to her face to face. I can't give it to some kind of messenger. I've got to deliver to have compassion.
Well, I was thinking we should try and get in touch with her in a way that maybe looks like an interview or something like that, so we could be a little bit
Uh,
more
Dank
discreet.
fairy guy can't pull that off. You think you're
Oh,
going to be the interviewer? Look at me. Do I
no.
look like a reporter? I look like maybe a person who protects a reporter. Do you want to be a reporter? You're pretty. No offense.
I've been on the other side of the camera. I've never been the interviewer.
Well,
Well,
look, that's easy to play. Nivea, you play it like you're trying to rekindle your influencer career. You see about getting an interview with her. You're still high in the minds on the rebellion side of things. So, there's an in that way. You go that way.
I saw a picture of you, Nevia. There was a big banner at Rebellion World. They had a picture of you. And I thought it wasn't you, but I guess it was.
No, it wasn't me.
Oh, okay. Well, you look a lot like you.
I do need to make sure we're remembering here that you turned down the opportunity to become a rebellion
Oh,
influencer.
oh,
But was
absolutely.
famous,
Okay.
but was
Yeah.
famous
For that that
for
15 minutes.
for
Yeah.
about 15 seconds, and I'm like, here, look, you
Yeah.
passed on that then. Now you've had a change of heart, and you lean into that as your opportunity to get this interview.
It's the best thing. I think if we just approach her directly, we put her in danger and we might not get to see her. So
Absolutely.
let's try that.
I think you
Okay.
should absolutely try that.
Okay. So while Nivea is trying to get an interview and presumably to get Orux into the room, Keel, do you have any or anything else you want to be doing during this kind of 24 hours?
No, I think I'm probably still working with Bilga to, get set on this whole cracking the rebellion protection satellite thing and trying to figure out like if this is a good idea, a bad idea kind of thing.
Okay. So Nivea, let's talk about how you go about this then. So what's your route?
So I think I'm going to talk with one of the news outlets, and they basically, I see it as the equivalent of paparazzi. I'm negotiating an interview price. I'm going to go see Clara Kerval. I'll get an interview with her. I'll get you some pictures with my cameraman, and then I'll sell them to you.
Okay. So I mean that sounds like presence and negotiation, or you've got a better
Okay.
offer.
Negotiation's probably my best bet.
Okay.
Yep.
So this is 2d6, no bonus for the presence, but +1 for negotiation.
Okay. Uh, that is a 3.
I think what you find out is that no one is being given pre-premiere interviews. This is being kept very close to the chest. You know, the paparazzi you talk to say, if we could get, we'd pay for any kind of video, any kind of capture image, um, an interview. All the networks have been trying for an interview, and they're being turned down flat.
Is the show that bad?
I, 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 we don't know. We don't know.
Hmm.
It's just like none of the usual process is going ahead. You'd expect the kind of whole press thing to be going. The entertainment reporters from all the networks would be funneling through whichever hotel room she's in, and just nothing. Nobody knows where she's staying. I mean, we assume she's going to be there for the premiere.
I mean, she'd have to be, wouldn't she?
Well,
I,
this is the first big launch since the end of the war.
have
You
you?
know,
So no one's seen her? No one knows where she is?
I, certainly the people you're talking to have nothing to tell you.
Okay.
Orux, what do you do when Niv reports back?
Well, it's disappointing. Uh, guess we're going to the premiere.
Well,
I
Peel.
think I do want to do a bit of investigation here.
I wondered if once that news reached you, you might have an interest.
No one knows exactly where she's at. It's a big thing. What I want to do is I want to see, given what Nivea has found out, given what we know about the gap and things like that, I want to see if I can get any hint of where she was at for those missing months. So we know exactly how bad an idea this is.
Fine. So, tell me how you're going to come at that.
I think I have investigation. I'm a former bounty hunter. I know how to
You are.
track people.
You do. You do.
Uh, so I think
So
that's the way I'm hitting it.
this sounds like savvy and investigation to me,
Does to me.
which I think is a total +3.
+3 for me.
And I'm continuing to treat success as an 8 or better.
Okay. That's an 8.
Well, there you go. I thought you were going to use the one on the screen.
Oh, I forgot it's in the thing. I just remember
No,
that.
that's
Yeah.
okay. So
I,
success.
yeah,
Um,
I rolled on the generic thing. I'll close that
oh,
out.
and just very interesting tech, that dice roller.
Yeah.
Rich, thank you. Um, yeah. So on an 8, I think that what you find out initially, because it's success, but it's not success with style here, is it? So I think what you've got is she was working at Rebellion World as a kind of playing Leia, and what people say is that some big producer spotted her and whisked her away to the point where yes, thanks, Richard. Just noticed it up top right. Um, whisked her away to where they were making the film, which was up in the mountains. Because there's huge acres of woodland up there and forest and mountains, and the production was all done in really secret situation. Really kind of all very quiet.
So it seems more producer scummy than it does like there was a secret, intelligence op or anything like that.
Um, Unusual that there were no reporters allowed on set or even near where they were doing the work. Don't know if that's what you mean, says a guy.
Do we know where they filmed this?
Uh Broadly, yeah. Yeah.
How long before the premiere?
I think we said it was quite a tight timetable, so you didn't have weeks to play with. So this is the first 24 hours. It's tomorrow night.
Could we, in that gap in classic Star Wars drama thing, catch a flyer out to the former set to see if we can see anything there?
Absolutely. Does anyone want to go with Keel, or do you have other plans?
Okay.
Please.
Yeah.
I'll go as well.
Okay.
Okay. So all three of you, we see this, what the minibus equivalent of the land speeder,
Yeah.
um, uh, winding its way up this mountain pass, and you come over the top, and there's various bits of set down below you. There's a bit of Leia, the true story. The large kind of opulent childhood. There's and youth. You can see that there are mock-ups of some part hulls where they've clearly done some ship scenes. Uh,
Ooh, was there like a wooded area where there's a very slow chase scene?
there's a wooded area that might have been the site of a very slow chase scene.
Nice.
So, Keel, that's what you see. Um, what are you interested in?
Let's hit the ground. Let's walk around, do a survey and see if there's anything that strikes us as unusual.
Okay, I'll let all of you have a role on that. If you tell me so give me some idea of which skill you might be playing into. So let's start with Keel. What are you leaning into here?
Uh, I'm definitely leaning into investigation.
Okay, okay.
Um,
So you're kind of looking around, trying to get a feel for it. Nivea, what do we see you doing, and how might that translate into a skill?
So I think I'm driving up on top of, up on a hill on a ridge to get a good view of the entire set, just to get a good overlay of the land. Could we translate instead of me doing a roll into helping the others?
Well, the way that works is that you do make a roll, and the level
Ah,
of success is added in to theirs. Yeah.
okay. hmm
Um, so that's fine. Orux, what about you?
Well, it's a little out of my area of expertise because I'm not killing anyone. Uh, but I don't not have
See if there's
investigation.
any signs of fighting or actual combat around here.
Sure, I'll
Yeah.
check out. I'll check out the security. They,
Okay.
they were
So
keeping our shush, so maybe they had some kind of security.
okay. So let's start with that then. Now, are you looking for signs of physical security around the site and the nature of it?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So let's start with Nivea then. This sounds like
I was going to suggest tactics.
tactics. I will play with tactics. I think it's savvy and tactics
Uh, okay, perfect. So let me
because
roll
it's
that.
it's it's how do you apply your tactics to what you're seeing? Or I give you the option of wisdom. Take your pick.
I think savvy makes more sense. I don't think it's necessarily very wise to be here digging around. So yeah.
Fine.
Um, that is an 8.
Okay, so just for reference, if I show you the mechanics tab, um, there's a thing called a task chain. Uh, Previous effect, so 8 was what you wanted, so that's no more than 8. So the effect, the difference between what I wanted and what you got is 0, but that gives you a +1 on the next check.
Okay.
Okay? So let's try and apply that to Orux, who's looking for signs of, what does this look like closer to on the ground? Um,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking, well, I'd go with I suppose jack of all trades, or I'd go
Sure.
with mechanics for the nature of the security operation. Are we talking about fencing?
Ah,
What's the
well,
what's going on here? But
we'll
again, I
take
think it's
mechanics.
savvy. It's savvy as the savvy or wisdom as the
Gee, we'll
basic.
take city. Thanks. That's a total mod of 2. I got an 11.
Okay, +1 from Stephen is 12. So that's an effect of 4. 12 minus 8, 4. So I can tell you quite a lot, I think, on the basis of that. I can tell you that there is signs of, the entire set. What they've left there is the stuff that was too big to break down easily. Um, but there's certainly evidence of physical security around the site. I think it's fair to say that the level of security is pretty significant. I mean, if you didn't know better, you would suggest that there are a couple of watchtowers there, and you can see that there are signs beneath those watchtowers of generators that might have powered some kind of something potent on top of those towers. Now, the simple answer to that is lights, but the size of you can see where the generators were down there, um, and they could power some heavy weapons.
Like an e-web?
You might say that. I couldn't possibly comment.
Well, I'm on the comms. Keel, be careful. They had a couple of watchtowers and Big Jenny's up near. A lot of security for a movie.
And with that in mind, we can keep that task chain rolling now because that was success by 4, which gives a +2 to your further investigation, Keel.
Okay, so I'll add that to my investigation. Savvy. Let's put that all together. That is an 11.
When you're examining the sets, now, your experience of entertainment is pretty arm's length, but some of this stuff seems very flimsy indeed. Now, a lot of this stuff these days is done with green screens and created in the computer, but still, um, you know, nobody could walk in those ships, right? The floors are paper thin. The outside looks quite reasonable, but the frame. But when you kind of investigate inside, it's very clear that that is not no one could act in here.
Oh, this is a fake set, guys.
That seems a very reasonable conclusion.
So they had security, either to keep people in or out, and they've got fake sets. So whatever movie they're going to show is Not a movie that they filmed here.
It don't make much sense. I know.
I can
I
think of a
know.
couple of scams that work on this. One, uh, you end up actually using footage from the original time, which I don't think they had cameras on site or anything like that. So we have no idea what the actual Battle of Endor looked like. Uh, but I'm not saying I'm a criminal, but if I were going to do this, uh, I would uh like do a fake movie, get a lot of people to invest in it, get a big bond on it, and then have something go terribly wrong at the premiere.
So they never
Uh
have to show it.
yeah, like something bad happens, there's a tragedy, and then they maybe walk away with money off of that.
Okay, explain why it's so hard for you to get a report in. Be a reporter if you they don't want
Yeah.
anything uncovered.
Regardless, there's something uh gaffed about this film. And that
Yeah.
means that your friend knows that, which either makes her an accessory or a victim.
I think victim. She's a good kid.
I I I I appreciate that's the way you think.
Deal. Let's just see what we can do to help her out.
Well, the first thing we've got to do, and I think I say this before the wipe, is find her.
Green wipe. Um, do we screen by wipe back to Boulder Dash? And what do we see you doing when we screen wipe to Boulder Dash? Can I start with Keel? Because
I think it is me in low life bars trying to if this production had something hanky to it, then they had to have gotten hanky people, criminals and things like that to assist with it. So that is what I'm trying to trace is in this kind of operation, if there was something up like this, there's people who built the stuff, there's people who paid for stuff, there's scammers like I am trying to track that back.
okay, that sounds like again savvy and investigation, but I'll come back to you in a minute before you roll. Um,
Absolutely.
Nivea, what about you? I have to say, I'm wondering if there's someone you want to talk to, someone we've already met.
Uh, so I think my best bet is we know the that she switched names, but we don't know much more about that. Um, and maybe he knows more or knows someone who does know more. This is Glim Solda, the Toyadarian. He was kind of scummy.
He was.
Maybe if we push on him more. Um, Orux, do you want to go with me and threaten him?
Yeah. I gotta be honest. Toydarians break easy, so
Yeah, but
I
remember,
don't want
they
to hurt
also
him too bad, but
you shouldn't hurt
do what
him,
needs
but
to be done.
remember, he can also lie really well. So make sure he comes with us wherever we need to go, so we're not walking into,
I got
a bunch of
binders and
thugs
they're
or anything.
adjustable. You can bind it like you could get a jeweler. Not that I ever arrested a jeweler. You just shoot them.
So, um, I'm seeing Nivea and Oryx turning up at Glim's sleazy office, where he's a sleazy agent, promoter, kind of. Uh, Actually, he probably operates out the back of some kind of arcade.
Hmm.
Probably. Um, And Keel, we see you in various down at heel bars. So let me start with Keel.
Absolutely.
Um, I mean, is this streetwise? Is it investigation? Is there a level of skullduggery at work here? I'm just trying to get a
I
flavor
I
for how you're
was I
coming at
was
it.
thinking of skullduggery actually because that is operating with the criminal network in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and it's about misdirection. So you want to find stuff out without them knowing why you're interested in finding out stuff. Yeah,
Right.
which I and again, I would give you control or savvy, I think.
Well, that's going to be savvy, obviously. Cough,
Okay.
cough, bases control. So this plus four, that's another 11.
Okay. So we see you through the day before the premiere, uh, and a couple of things on 11 I think come out. One, um, there was interest had been shown in hiring some folks to cause trouble at the Glodo. The details are unclear. None of the guys that you talk to, none of the people you talk to, admit they took, they were approached or refused or nothing. But some suggestion that some folk have come to Adalon from Shisharil. Um, and somebody else, I think, on the 11 will tell you that um, the word is that somebody on Shisharil's trying to go legit, and they plowed some money into the local entertainment industry. Okay,
Oh my gosh, somebody here took money from a bad person and tried to scam them and is now about to get shorted here. Um I think there is me on the comms repeating that to Nivea and Oryx as they head in to talk to their friend.
there may be wheels within wheels going here. So, Niv, let's have you start the conversation with Glim, who is, his usual friendly self. What can I do for you?
So
Last time
we
I was very helpful. I could be helpful again.
that would be great. Last time you told us about Clara Kerval,
I
but
did.
you
I
told us
did. And
you
and
did.
and do you, and I from this, I'm assuming you think I was right and okay.
You took my money and just hours before everyone saw Clara Kerval in the advertisement. So I'm not sure this was exactly fair. Seems like maybe you owe me a little bit. And we're looking to see something stinks about this biopic.
Let me pause for a moment because I want to know
Mhm.
what effect Orux is going to have on any role you're going to make in this conversation. So Orux, I mean, command is the coercion,
Uh-huh.
um, and I think probably we're looking at strength and command. But how are you aiming to back up Nivea?
Oryx has not said a word to the Toyadarian. He's just slipped in, stood against the back wall, not leaning, just standing. And as Nivea says, I think maybe he just puts on his helmet. Not a stormtrooper helmet exactly. It's not white. But I think it is intimidating enough.
So, yeah, and I think, we cut back to Glim and he's been paying lots of attention to Nivea, and then we see his eyes flick to you, and, let's have you roll command. 2d6 plus command is 0, so there's no -3, but you get a +1
Correct.
for strength.
That's true. I do have a +1 for strength. So let me uncheck the die roller. I have a +1 for strength. There we go. Oof, not great. A 6.
Um, and the Toyadarian kind of looks at you and says, look. So on a 6, the mechanics say, effective 6. That's -2. That's -2 to your level of threat here, Nivea. So,
Hmm.
he's kind of saying, look, I don't know who the guy in the fancy dress is, but is this supposed to kind of make me worried? I'm a legitimate businessman. So, you wanted some information? I gave you some information. You paid me for that information. Deal done, deal finished. New deal?
Um, well, we tried the deal your way the last time, and I spent money, which seems to be what gets you to talk. And I think we might try it his way next time. This time. And
I don't say anything, but I reach and I pull out a Toydarian-sized sack.
Okay. Okay.
and I'm thinking this might be presence and command.
I would go with Presence Command. I'm going to reduce the -2 to -1 because I like the Toydarian sized bag.
Okay. So let's see. That is a 6.
Um, this level of intimidation is meat and drink to Glim. He's in a tough business, in a tough place, and he would like you to leave.
I think I nod over to Oryx and say, we're going to leave, but maybe he needs to come with us.
Yeah. And I'll move forward with bag.
Okay.
And
I'm going to make you roll with I think strength and melee combat, unless you've got something better, just to see whether the fuss attracts any attention.
that's
Yeah,
fair.
there's no
Absolutely
question
fair. We
that
we've done a terrible
we
job
can
here.
we can
So
try to yeah we there's no difficulty here with you controlling him. It's whether you can do it smoothly enough to have no fuss.
7. Wow. These dice don't like me. I think I need more modifiers.
Um, it's maybe and so we see you leaving the building with or the arcade with this kind of struggling sack on your back. And eyes notice, the punters notice, and somebody looks back at where Glim usually sits at the back of the arcade, and I think as you are leaving, we see him go to a public communications terminal. Um, Keel, that's the morning dealt with. What do you want to do in the afternoon? The premiere is tonight.
I think that I am trying to find a good sniper position.
Overlooking the location. Well, you
Yep.
find the best one you can. We'll determine how good that is when the time comes. So Keel is clearly going to stake out the glow dome. What are Orux and Niv going to do with a struggling Toydarian?
Well, so Oryx, I think we put him like in the trunk so he can't hear us, right? We put
Okay.
him,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna have a talk, and we're like, if we kill him or anything like that, it cause any real harm to him, then he's we don't get the information we want. So that's off the table. We just need to scare him enough for him to knock loose some information. But I'm not sure. Time is really tight right now, so I'm not sure how to get that. Um,
Listen, Nivea, just give me a few minutes with him.
Remember, you know, if you do any permanent damage to him, he will come after us for money. And we don't have a whole lot right now. So, okay.
So we
Okay.
drive the speeder out to some place in the middle of nowhere or possibly a parking garage. I'll urge Nivea to be out of sight.
Um, so would it be helpful if I were on the other side of the speeder, kind of out of sight, but like digging?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, Nivea is digging. You've gone out of town, which has become instantly more like Las Vegas than LA. So yeah, you are digging in the desert outside. Orux, we see you going round to the back of the speeder and opening the boot. What happens next?
Pull the cinch down to where his head is visible.
Or it pops up. You can't do this to me. You what?
I
I'm
have
a
done this
legitimate
to you.
businessman.
Legitimate is debatable. Listen, takes off his helmet. I don't want to hurt you, but I don't care about you. That girl is the sister of the only squad mate I had who lived. I made a promise to him that I'd keep her safe. She's in danger. Whatever mess she's been in here with this movie has put her in danger. You're going to help me, or you're going to be a casualty. I think it's easy math. Yeah? Easy math.
I think I'm going to lower the difficulty to 6 because of the circumstances. Rather than giving you a benefit of Nivea, I'm going to reduce the difficulty to 6. Um,
Okay.
I think this is about your physical kind of you're physically imposing. So I think it's strength. And I'll give you an option here. Is this, do you start handling a knife? Do you is this streetwise knowing how to deal with low lifes like this?
Think so. Yeah,
Okay,
we've moved
okay.
from just general looking intimidating to, hey, I'm on your level. I know
Yeah,
how
yeah,
this
I know how
goes.
this goes. Yeah, fair enough. So let's go with Streetwise, which is +1, and Strength, which is also a bonus +1. Do your thing. Okay, okay, okay. On that 10. Okay, look, this has to be entirely between you and me. Okay.
All right.
Um, this film is never gonna open. Okay. Um, there is dirty money in this. There is organized crime money in this, and it's all just a money laundering operation.
Okay.
Um, that's all it is. Money laundering operation. Um, you know, she's going to turn up tonight, and something's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, but that premiere is not going to happen. Okay, and then you know insurance claims, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The details, I don't know. But the word is there's dirty money. It's a scam. And somebody on Shasharil is behind all of this.
Ah, all right. That's good information. You bought yourself a few minutes.
Minutes? Minutes? What do you mean minutes?
Blick
I,
him on his big nose.
I want to
Okay, yeah, cut
screen
right there.
wipe at that point to Keel. Um, I mean, the glow dome is surrounded by enormous numbers of space for lots of people arriving in speeders and public, there's a public rail that goes there. And so the nearest buildings are quite a long way away. Um,
Your
uh,
point being, he
well,
said, unloading his sniper rifle.
but it's fair to say that there are a number of different locations. I'm assuming that you want to go high or do you want to go in?
High and covering the essentially red carpet front. Basically, if something happens outside, I can cover it, and if my two friends have to make an escape, I can cover it.
Okay, so I think we see you making your way up. Uh, I don't know whether in the Star Wars universe they have outside fire escape ladders, but I think we see you making your way up through this or alongside this big building to get to the roof. Um, and there, I think we will see you, unpacking the sniper rifle. Now, it is fair to say, just for reference, that on Adalan, anything that requires two hands to use it by way of weapon is illegal.
Yes.
Okay, just thought I'd check in on that.
I
And
recognize the law level issue here.
okay, okay, and
But it sort of trumps by shooting into a premiere of a movie kind of may also trump that. So
yes, yeah, possession of the gun is going to be nothing. Um, Fine. Uh, that's right. Yes, blaster rifle, sniper. Yes, got you. So, with that all in mind, then, um, Orux, when the screen white comes back, because I think you've got what you're going to get from him.
Yep.
Where do we see you and Nivea? Because I think that's the afternoon dealt with.
Hmm.
So as evening begins, so the sun begins to sink over the mountains of Adalon, and
So we know where the premiere is
at the Glow Dome.
at the Glow Dome. We don't know where she is. So that's tough because going to the Glow Dome is where everything's going to go wrong. But you dropped a name, and that's not going to necessarily help me, but it is organized crime. So I think I'm going to invoke I know a guy. Um, I have a contact of a planetary warlord.
Yeah. Now I did put in the
Yeah, see, it's from Mestra. It's a labor
yeah,
organizer.
yeah, because finding a warlord out here was rather difficult.
Fair
Um,
enough.
but anyone got any contacts on Shasharil? Or
There is Yerkes
no
Nadaga.
doubt there is. If we look at the relationship map, um,
oh wait, I have a contact that is undetailed.
go on.
Uh, let's see here. Uh, how about uh somebody who knows criminal networks? Like I was a bounty hunter,
You were.
like a guy, in police slash intelligence services around here.
Okay, I go with that. Go with that.
And like, can I refer? Oh, you know what? Here, I'm actually going to tie it to Oryx. I think that part of how I like knew him is like he was kind of the whole thing that went down with my father selling out my uncle. Like this guy is a guy who knew about that and found out maybe gave me information on that and knows Oryx as well. So I can get that because I took the level for tying that to another person. So is that cool with you, Oryx?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
Keel, what?
I'll say Oryx, call uh let's see, let's get a good name here. Uh Let me go. Give me a second. Uh Call Jito Jakar.
Gito. All
Jito,
right.
uh, he knows who you are. He's a friend of mine. He works with criminal networks and things like that. He may be able to give you some insight into what you need to know, okay?
Thanks, Keel. Means a lot.
And I think that's where we take our first commercial break.
Okay.
I'm going to suggest we're back in our seats at quarter past the hour. I will see you shortly. So back from our commercial break, and we see Orux, I think, probably trying to contact the guy that Keel has put him in touch with. So what's the pitch? What's the ask, Orux?
Well, I have a question. Jito Jakar, someone that Keel had said you might know as well. Is this person an actual like police
Well,
or security related?
based on what Lowell gave me, I put him in the NPCs just as crooked cop question mark
Oh, that's perfect.
or shady cop.
Yeah,
Shady rather than crooked. That sounds fair, doesn't it?
Great.
they're all crooked. He's just more shady than usual.
Okay,
Very true.
so
Very true.
shady cop.
Then I go straight to wherever he is, if he's out on patrol or if he's in the main department.
Oh, he's going to be in the department, isn't he? He's going to be you don't get to be a shady cop unless you're a detective, particularly. So yeah, I mean that's the place to be shady. And so yeah, we see you entering the bullpen of the local department, police department.
Nivea, you be invited, of course. That's how Oryx rolls, but he also can go alone.
Yeah, I think that both of us, it shows, we see both of us in the land speeder. We stop in front of the cops and everything, but
Oh, I want to roll
mysteriously,
back. There's a moment where the land speeder's going past where the office of the Toyadarian was, and we see a bag get thrown out and kind of land heavily.
Struggling out. Yeah, because we need to know he survived, don't we? We
Of
need to.
course.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
True to my word.
this is Star Wars. So yeah, and we've got some idea what the inside of a planetary police department looks like because we've all seen that episode of Maul.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go, Oryx. There's the guy over there. You want to see Lieutenant X, Jida Jakar, and he says, "Are you Keel's friend?
Yeah.
So what can I do for you, friend?"
Well, listen, I've got a friend who's in some trouble, and I need to know where she is so we can extricate her before things get worse.
Okay, uh, that's not a lot to go on.
Yeah, well, I've got more. Just
Oh,
want you to have the
okay, yeah.
overall. So, have you heard of this new flick it's about to premiere?
Oh, yeah,
This is Leia.
yeah. Strange you should
Well,
say that. We were just talking about that.
it's not gonna premiere. It's gonna be a accident. And I think that the actress who they nicked to play Leia's not gonna survive.
So, okay, I'm interested.
So this girl, sisters with a friend of mine, very
Okay.
close, important friend.
I
Make
just
sure
like
she
would like
doesn't
to
die.
go through. There is someone who's going to get killed. Can
Yeah.
we can we kind of skip to that end of this conversation?
So she's in this movie playing Leia.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
movie
I've seen the billboards. Yeah,
is
yeah,
not,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, movie's not going to come out because it's a money laundering, trying to launder some credits, right?
Okay,
So it's going to be a big accident at the premiere,
okay,
and she's not going to survive, is my guess.
okay.
So, can you help me find where she is so we can go extricate her?
Okay,
the,
okay,
the
okay.
information that we have, I'm sorry, I'm Nivea, and uh, there is another piece of information that this holovid seems to be a money laundering scheme from some disreputable people on Shisharl.
Yeah.
So if you happen to know of any groups from Shisharl who are active here and looking to
Okay. Well,
move money.
I think that he says, no, no, okay. Yeah, somebody's going to get killed. There's going to be an accident that could put, remember, people could be in danger. So yeah, I come to that in a moment. But so you want me to tell you where this person is? So what?
So I can bust in there Get her out before she gets hurt.
And this kind of vigilante thing is, do you do a lot of this?
That's first time.
Okay, so you forgive me if I play this a little straight, but what you are now telling me as a member of the police department that a woman is in danger and that
Yeah.
she needs rescuing.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Then it would seem logical for me that I would send a team there to rescue her.
Well,
All right.
I would actually think what seems most logical is you going after the organization that could hurt many people, and we want to make sure our friend is taken care of. So if we can help each other by you telling us where this organization might be and might be impacting things, we can also go in and try and protect our single friend while you protect everyone.
Okay, that's very public spirited of you, and would make a lot of sense if I knew where she was.
Right.
But
So,
the reason we were talking about this just a few minutes ago was that usually on these occasions, big premiere at the Glow Dome, the mayor is on site, lots of dignitaries on site, and there's a hoverbike cavalcade that brings the limos to the and out with all of that stuff, all with our people. But on this occasion, we've got word from the mayor's office that this is all being handled by private security. And so we've been tasked, not me, but we, the department, have been tasked with just crowd control. So, if there was going to be some kind of cavalcade and police hoverbikes and flashing lights and all that stuff, I would know where it was starting. But there's going to be none of that.
But you do know the private security firm that's supposed to be handling this.
I do not. The
Oh,
word has come down that the film company has made it clear the reason that they filmed here on Adalon was because they were bringing a lot of money in, and clearly they wanted to control the whole thing. I mean, I don't know. I don't read those kind of newspapers, but people tell me that they've kept all of this under wraps until tonight. So I'm guessing that they don't trust the police department. Who would believe that?
you're on mute. Okay.
I think you guys need to make a big issue to how much they are stealing police overtime. They are absolutely taking money that police need to feed their families. They are absolutely, and these are criminals stealing their opportunities.
I'm looking here. This could be a negotiation to see what you can get out of him, but he can't help you with a location. This could be streetwise for dealing with someone who's in that shady range. This could be skullduggery if you want to mislead him in some way. So what's the strategy and how might you build towards success? Because I think what is achievable here is maybe getting more police on site than they were expecting to put on site, even if they're in
And
plain clothes.
I think that so I tell him, okay, here's the deal. You might not know where these private security are coming from, but we now think that there is an escalated risk. So I would suggest number one, you take your perimeter of the public and extend it further back, and then put more plainclothes police in place so that they can better protect.
Okay,
I
yeah,
mean,
I mean, I guess I'm more interested in you convincing him to do what seems sensible rather than telling him what's sensible.
okay,
So what's the approach you're taking to build towards success here?
and I think my approach, um, would be towards him opening an area for us to get in, so that maybe we can be there whenever.
Again,
Um,
you're kind of describing an endpoint, not a route. How are you going to get him on side? That's my question.
okay,
You're going to get a big fucking bust. These criminals are coming in from off planet. They are stealing your overtime. They are trying to
Yeah.
wedge in. They're going to disrupt the film industry that is the lifeblood of this, and you guys are going to look like fucking heroes.
That sounds like negotiation to me.
okay.
Okay, so that's savvy in negotiation. Now, is this a one-off or is this building towards Orux, putting the cherry on the top? So we've got a task chain going here. I don't know. What do we think?
I can. Do I have negotiation? I don't remember. Yes, I don't not have negotiation. And
You don't not have negotiation. Nivea does have negotiation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hmm, hmm.
You've got streetwise,
I
Orux.
do.
So this could be presence and streetwise to set up
Lisa,
Nivea.
you may think this is out of your jurisdiction or whatever. You may not worry about this right now. But the moment that the glow dome goes below dome, you're going to have a lot of egg on your face. You guys are going to look like a bunch of fools. And they're stealing your money. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Boulder Dash makes a lot of money off of movie industry. And Princess Leia's name gets dragged through the mud. You know the New Republic's going to come step on your cock and neck. So maybe this is in all of our best interest, yeah?
Let's see. 2d6, presence, and streetwise to set up the final negotiation.
6.
Okay. So that's a -1, Niv, that you're starting with.
Okay.
And
So,
I guess this is about the degree to which you can influence what's going to happen.
yeah. And I think it's the more police officers you have on site, the better, the better you're able to protect everyone. And please let all of the officers know we're there to help. We're there to help extricate some of the actors to make sure that they're okay.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. So
so let
let's
me
go
roll
with
that. Yeah.
I'll go with presence or savvy. Take your pick. And I think it's negotiation.
Yeah. So I think it's savvy because presence would be a bad idea in front of an officer. He might rankle at that. So that's a
Okay.
+0. My negotiation is a 1, and then the task chain is -1, so I'm rolling flat, and I got a 5.
He says, okay, leave it with me. I'll see what I can do. Screen wipe.
Yeah.
So are the two of you in the crowd at the Glow Dome?
Yeah, and I think at least I'm acting like I'm a little bit important, right? Like these police officers know it's okay for me to get past, right? So I'm gonna.
Okay, let's come to that in a moment.
Okay.
So you're in the crowd. Keel, you are up a height, scanning the crowd,
Oh
the
no,
approach roads.
I am scanning for the attackers slash snipers I'm sure that they have in position.
Okay, okay, okay. Um, let's see how that goes then. What do we think? Is that tactics?
Recon?
Oh, recon. Yeah, because absolutely recon, because you will know where to look. Again, I will go with, I guess, savvy or the persistence of control.
I think savvy sounds good. He said,
Savvy's getting a lot of use today.
I am leaning into it. So let's see this roll. That is an 11.
That is an 11. Well, I'm going to make this an opposed roll because if there is a sniper, they may be better at this hiding business than you have at the looking business.
That's
So,
true.
so let's see what I want to do with them. Here we go. 2D plus one. So in my newly created refs roller, um, 13. Uh,
What?
two sixes and a one. What can I tell you? Um, um, so there are several places that if you were wanting to shoot somebody on the red carpet that would have good line of sight, but you have not seen anyone there yet.
Then I'm just watching, like I'm monitoring that
And
to
and feeding back what you can see to Orux and Nivea, yeah?
I got three hot spots. I'm gonna keep swapping between them. You guys just keep me alert.
Don't worry, we've got it covered here on the ground. We're going to get past the coppers and get right to the actors. No
Were they
problem.
helpful? You think they're gonna be pulling some stuff for you?
Oh yeah. I
Okay.
mean,
No, no.
The other
Tito, your
thing,
friend, was very, very friendly. Yeah.
No.
I think the other thing that you can report, Keel, is that as well as a scattering of officers on the kind of on crowd control, you do notice a SWAT um, uh, G carrier pulls up, at the back of one of the car parks. Yeah, and I think
I'll relay that position to Oryx and Nivea.
Um, and I think we'll even see your detective Jakar get out of that G carrier, which suggests that he has taken the risk to public sufficiently seriously to do something to actually have some additional capacity on site. Um, and so you're at the police line, but he hasn't pushed the line back. The line comes right the way up to the red carpet. So you're at that line, Orux. Are you together or are you separated?
We're keeping line of sight, but I think separating is better.
So on opposite sides of the red
Yeah,
carpet? Are we
I like
talking?
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. And Keel, you can see uh, a kind of cavalcade of limos coming up. Inevitably, there is that black, uh, fully fully enclosed, the equivalent of an SUV, uh, bracketing a very stylish limo, and you can see it's kind of sweeping around and coming towards the red carpet. Where's your attention now, Keel? Are you scanning those 3 points? Are you interested in the
Still
limo?
scanning the 3 points.
Okay, okay,
If they tell me I need to take shots elsewhere, they will tell me on the ground.
okay.
They are spotters. They know how this works.
And you see the big SUVs go past. Folks get out. They are well dressed, but clearly these are the bodyguards, Niv and Oryx. And one of them, kind of okay, okay, and goes to the door in the limo and hands out a young woman. This is who you recognize as Kasidy Kolos, yeah? Um, Keel, what do you do when you spot a Rhodian on the roof in one of those three locations? Um, and when I say spot, I mean recognize.
Like recognize as in this is a criminal type.
This is more than that. This is one of Yerkis's bounty hunters, the ones who are after you and Bilga. Um, Oryx, Nivea, she's kind of waving to the crowd. The equivalent flashbulbs are going off. Um, the row of network vans that are a little bit back, people pushing to the front with vid cameras and all the rest, trying to get, this way, Miss Kerville, this way, this way, this way. All the all the pent up interest that the absence of any specific news has developed on this. Um,
How close are you guys to her? If something happens, can you grab her?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
I
going to
shoot.
back up.
I shoot the limo.
Oh, wow. Okay. You shoot the limo. Gee whizzery. Okay. Uh, I guess I should make you roll for this because,
Yeah.
why wouldn't we? So your immense range combat at 6, its agility, I think,
Yep.
is the one that goes with this in your case. So that's a lot.
16.
Where do you want to hit the limo?
I want to hit it so it hits like the back window so it explodes. Like it's not going to kill anybody or hurt anybody, but I want it to be the loudest thing possible. Everyone sees this happen.
Yeah, and
I
instantly,
go time. Boom.
instantly, Nivea and Orux, people scream, people fall to the ground. There's chaos. The crowd, the police line is kind of what the, and bodyguards are just smothering, going to smother Cassidy, and then the Rhodian shoots. Let's see how that goes. 11. Dun dun dun. And a blaster comes from where Keel knows the Rhodian is. Blaster shot comes down and impacts next to this scrummage. Now Keel.
Now I'm shooting the Rhodian.
Okay, right. So swing around and trying to get the Rhodian.
This is
Nivea.
probably a sniper duel at this point.
Now, we are going to engage now in a thing called initiative. Initiative is on these sheets right at the top. Nivea is 15.
You're rolling dice and there's initiative. I don't know if I can handle this system to go.
I know. It's just beyond my comprehension. I feel like I'm just traveling in time.
Yeah.
So initiative is 15 for Nivea, 11 for Orux, and 10 for Keel. I will roll dice for the bad guys.
Do you roll 2d6 plus this?
I do. No, you don't. No, I'll be honest with you. I've simplified it.
Okay.
I've made it the highest of savvy or agility.
Okay.
Because life's too short. Even I know I feel dirty. But yeah. So their initiative is 3. So they're clearly, as a team, not very well coordinated. So all hell breaks loose. Nivea, initiative 15. What do you do?
So I think whenever Keel said, "Can you guys get her?" I've backed out of the pressing crowd that's pressing up trying to get attention. I've backed up behind it, and as soon as he said it's go time, I'm already running, and I do a flip over that crowd so I can clear them and get in where she is. We see that whole scrummage, and I'm going to try and reach in and pull her out towards where Orux is on the
Okay,
opposite side.
well, let's see how this feat of acrobatics, because you've got acrobatics 3, agility is the key thing. So I think that means you are rolling +6.
Let's see.
And I think the level of success here is what I'm interested in.
Okay. So let me roll that. That is a 13.
13. So that is significant amount of success. That if I try to put a name to that, that is not your success is impressive in elegant fashion, blah blah blah. It is you succeed. So you succeed. We see you do the flip over the top. It's almost like the bodyguards are moving in slow motion, reacting to this. Several of them look to where the shot came from, and they're confused because the shots came from 2 different places. But you're there, and she's kind of like that.
Mhm.
Orux, what are you doing?
Couple of questions. First, is she on the ground? Because you
No,
talked
sorry,
about
then I went
Okay.
to initiative. So they are moving to do that. They're looking to
move her to the ground. And the Rhodian shot, you said it was into the scrim. Just
the
where
red
did
carpet.
it?
There's a smoking hole in the red carpet. 6
But
dice
didn't
worth.
hit anyone.
No.
Right? Just shot. Interesting. feel like we're playing into their hands, but that's fine. That is a rich thought, not an Oryx thought. It's go time. These people look like they're trying to protect her, but but that's probably part of
Probably going to kill her.
probably going to kill her as part of this. So, yeah, Oryx is not an acrobat and does not adroitly jump. He just unclips the rope and moves forward with his stun baton because Nivea is trying to extricate and there are people who are trying to cover her. So he's just going to pop, pop, pop if he needs to so that Nivea can free her.
Okay, so let's have you attack the bodyguards before they can get to her, right?
Yes, we gotta go.
So this sounds like melee combat
It
and
does.
strength to me,
Yeah.
unless you want to play agility.
It
Nope.
doesn't matter. They're the same
Okay,
numerically, so we'll say it's a strength thing.
okay, so that is +2, I think.
Yes.
Their response will be to try to parry these attacks. Dun
Oh,
dun dun. So we're in
wow. Okay.
opposed roll country.
I got a 7. Oppose that.
Okay, so they have +1 and DM +1. There we go. I will re-roll because I've rolled 2 sixes and 2 ones for my dice roll so far. Um, that is 8.
Oh my
So they
God.
succeed. They parry. You go for one guy and he kind of bats you off. Yeah.
Sure.
And then punches you. So he attacks you. Uh, Now you have a reaction here. You can parry in melee, or you can dive for cover, or okay. So parry,
Yeah. I'll
yeah,
parry.
you're looking to avoid the 10 I just rolled.
Um, right. How do
And this
I
melee combat
parry?
again. Same
Okay.
same
So it's the
business.
same?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dodge technically would be
10,
agility.
10. Do I need to beat it or is it a meter beat?
It's so sorry, what you got a 10 as well. So that is
Yes.
you succeed. He doesn't get through.
Okay. So it's
Um,
meet or beat for a
It's
parry.
meet or beat.
Makes sense.
So you are engaged in hand to hand with one of the bodyguards. Heal. You are last in our initiative cycle. Yeah.
I'm going to take a pop at that Rhodian.
Okay. I am going to roll a dice without a modifier just to see if there's enough cover there to make a difference. You are looking to beat a 6. Well, given that you have +6 on range combat, this seems to me to be not quite.
There is that moment where I give him an extra beat. So, he's starting to turn towards where the shot came from, maybe getting the scope up so he can see me,
Yeah.
clicking the button, rolling a 17.
And I think that as we will get that view through his scope, and we have to hear him say, "Heal,
Pop!
pop." So let's do
And
the
I
full.
say, I always shoot first.
So that was how many? What did you roll?
17.
17. So that is 8 from 17 is 9.
Hmm.
So 9. So I just need to check because we've not done proper combat yet. Attack effects, total difficulty. So that's 9. Damage from a successful attack is weapon damage, 6 dice,
Yes.
plus attacks effect, 9,
Yep.
minus target's AP, armor protection, which is 7.
Okay. So 6 dice plus 2. So 7, 7, 7. So 23 points of damage.
And we see the Rhodian slump back. No
Yes.
gore,
No
but we
gore.
see that he's thrown across the roof. Sniper rifle falling to one side. Back on the
Just
ground. Go
I have
on.
a quick question. Just for us to understand, that's 23 points of damage. We'd be subtracting those from our stats
You would.
if it was us? Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
Interesting.
Yeah, it goes from strength first and then works its way down. Control first and then works its way out. Okay.
Oh, so
So
we don't have control over which stat it hits.
no,
There's an order to it.
there is a sequence. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good to
Um,
know.
then they act on their three. And I think one of them rushes Nivea. So I'm gonna have him attack you. Do you try to parry the blow
Perry.
or run
Yeah.
away? I mean, that's the basic options.
Yeah,
Um,
Perry.
okay, let's do that. You're looking to beat five.
And Perry is strength and melee combat?
It's hang on, let me just check. Personal combat, parry, defenders. Oh, sorry, DM to attacker is just your melee. You don't roll. You just tell me what your melee skill is, and I take it off their roll.
Okay. So it's two.
Two. Well, then, they fail to hit anyway.
Okay.
So there we go. Should have read that a bit more carefully. Dodge is the one I'm thinking about. Yeah. Oh, no, again, it's just a subtraction. There's no roll for defend. I take it all back.
Hmm.
So Nivea, you've batted him away. Orux, the guy that you're engaged with, um, he attacks you,
Hmm.
and on the way things are going, you have eight to beat. So sorry, no, you don't have eight to beat.
That's
You have
right, 'cause
you have
there's no
eight minus your melee, which is
one.
so
So
that's
seven.
seven. He misses because eight to hit, therefore
Okay.
no damage applied to your protection. Um, and we go round again because one of them, because there were, let's see, how many of them are there? There are three of them. So one of them is engaged with each of you, and the third one gets to Kasidy. Yeah?
Okay.
Where is your attention now, Keel?
Back
Um,
down.
you won't act yet,
I know.
but what I can tell you is that those bodyguards are all Urkis's bounty hunters.
Good.
Nivea, do you stay engaged with the one you're on, or do you go to Kasidy?
I go to Cassidy
Okay.
and I say, "Come with me if you want to live."
Okay, right. Um, okay. I think then I'm going to just apply some damage to you from the guy who's behind you
Okay.
that you're going to ignore. So
Mhm.
damage from them is 2d plus 1. So let's roll that. That is 9 points of damage. What's your armor protection? It'll be alongside your armor, your hard weave.
It is seven.
So 2 will get through.
Okay.
And where does that go? Goes to con, goes to control. So you've got your fixed con, and then there's a movable drop down. Reduce con by 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
When con gets to 0, it's then applied to strength or agility. You have a choice.
Okay.
Just checked. Um, Orux, you see Nivea turn away from her assailant, who gets a whack in. Um, what do you do?
I'll ignore the guy that I'm going against right now to
Yeah.
stun baton the person who's trying to stop India from extricating
Okay.
Cass.
So fine. So just so I'm clear, the one who's just hit Nivea, or
Hmm.
the one who's going for Cassidy.
Oh, one who's going for Cassidy. Yeah,
Okay.
Nivy's
Okay.
tough.
Okay, so let's have you do that thing. You ignore the guy who's engaged with you, so he will attack you with the same 2d plus 1. That is 12. What
Cheese
is your armor
crackers.
protection?
Um, I'm not sure where to look. Gear and equipment.
Armor,
No.
armor and weapons.
Armor. Armor is a jumpsuit, so protection of 2.
Okay, so
I should have bought
10.
something better. Goodness.
So 10 points gets through. That 10 points is going to come off con. So what does that do to your con?
Um, it is bad. I don't have but 8. So
Okay, so reduce that to 0. That absorbs 8 of them. Yeah. The other 2 are going to come off strength or agility. Where's your choice? You can scatter them about, 1 off each if you like.
is the tick for the +1 at 9 or at 8? I can't remember.
I can't remember. You'll have to.
Okay, so at an 8, it's a +1 at 9. So I'll take 1 off of each.
Make sense, doesn't it? Okay. So he really gets a thump in. And then you see him drawing a proper weapon. So we've had Nivea act, we've had Orux act, Keel.
So tell me the status of the bad guys on the ground.
Okay, so 3 guys.
Wait, did we have Orux act? I
Orux didn't
ignored a
act yet.
guy and he
Oh,
hit
no, he
me.
didn't. Sorry.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon. You turned away and
It's
told
okay.
me what you're going to do.
I acted by
Oh,
getting
but
the
that's the same
crap
thing
knocked
as
out of
Nivea,
me.
Second?
right? Like I turned to grab Cassidy, but didn't do anything.
No,
I
you
just got
didn't.
hit.
So let's go to Nivea. I beg
let's
your
go
pardon.
back
Yeah,
to
sorry,
Nivea.
I'm getting
I
carried
wasn't
away.
sure if that was the action was turning.
You're just happy beating our ass. I get it, Alan.
Yeah.
But at some point we need to go to.
So yeah, you have there's a free minor action and 1 significant action. And the
Okay.
minor action here is, move. Yeah. So so minor action move, and then what do you do when you get there, Nivea?
So my plan is to try to pull Cassidy out, convince her to come with us, and she's probably better closer to Orux. She knows Orux better than she knows me. So that's my intention.
So
And I think I said,
are you running interference on the bodyguards that are trying to get to her? So Orix has a crack, or are you trying
no.
to negotiate a command? To be honest,
I'm
That could
trying to
be.
tell her to come with us.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so I think that's probably command. Go for it. That's your action.
Okay. So I am going to do something right now. I'm going to spend once per day. I can spend 2 force points to roll plus D and exclude the lowest score rolled.
Yeah. So you roll 3 dice instead of 2, and get rid of the worst one.
So what I'm going to do is my command is 0, and
I think
so
this is probably presence.
okay, which is also 0. So I'm rolling flat.
Okay.
I'm going to roll my dice, and I'll roll your dice, and take the die 1
Okay.
for the third.
Fine. So that's a 2 and a 4. Let's hope you do better up there. Oh my goodness me! That is a 3 and a 4, which is a 7, which is not success. She hesitates. Yeah. Orux, you get thumped by the guy behind you, and he's drawing a handgun. What do you do, Orux? Nivea has Cassidy by the hand and is saying, "Come with me, or you'll die."
Okay.
What are you going to do?
Oof.
I think I'm just going to rush forward and kind of tackle, pick up Cass.
Okay, so is that athletics or is that melee combat?
I think it's athletics. Like,
Okay.
yes, I want to lean into what I'm skilled at, but it's athletics. He's not trying to hurt her. He's literally trying to not hurt her.
And I think agility is probably as much as strength here. So so I think that's a total of +1.
Are there any ways to get a +1 situational, mechanical?
Only if circumstances give you a benefit.
Okay.
And at the minute, I'm not seeing one.
I don't either. Okay. That is an 8.
Okay, you have her. And there's only one place to run, and that's into the glow dome.
Yep, obviously.
Because there's ropes and crowds and police either side of you. The obvious way to safety and into cover is the glow dome.
I don't think that's safety or cover. It's like I get it. Like the player want to lean into where you're going because it's going to be terrible. But also, I know going into the glow dome means Keel isn't watching over me, right?
That's true. But if you turn round now, you will have 3 bodyguards in front of you.
Okay, glow dome it
Because
is.
they came
If
out
you
with the
turn
cars.
around now, you're going to have 2 bodyguards looking in your way.
I mean, there's that. Keel says, "Head to the limo."
Okay. I'll head to the limo. We'll steal the
Okay.
limo. Steal
So
the
you
limo. That
grab
sounds way
her and
better.
you turn to face the one who was coming to get her. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Keel.
Hop, hop.
Go for it.
15.
Success by 7. Um, so your damage here then is 7 plus 6 dice.
Okay. 10, 4, 17 plus 7 is 24 minus their armor.
And that plus 7 to hit gives you an exceptional success. So you take him out. His hard weave doesn't come close to that. You blow him away. Just tell me which one. The one that Nivea was fighting, the one that Orux was fighting, or the one going for Kasidy?
The one that is most in Oryx's way.
I think that is the one going for Kasidy.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, and you that exceptional success gives you the GM may countenance a bonus effect.
I'd like that bonus to go to Oryx on his next action.
Okay. I tell you what I'm going to do then to make life a bit simpler
I
is I'm
think
going to
that's
have one of
suppressive.
one of them dive for cover. Yeah. So one goes down, one dives for cover, and that leaves one bodyguard in front of the pair of you and our
And
friend Kasidy.
I will say over the comms, bye guys.
Totally. Yeah.
Because
Or
I
it's
think
100% buys that. You've
I
shot
think
several things. People are going to triangulate you. You need a GTFO.
yeah, and I think that's happening already, Keel. We the audience see Jakar looking up the building where the shots have been coming from. Um, and the SWAT team are deploying towards the glow dome. Now they were at the back of the car park, and these are 6-second rounds. So we're second, we're not a minute into events here. So they are going to be on scene in a little while. Round we go again. Nivea. Um,
Don't
do
they
you,
go?
say again?
They go.
Oh, they
They
go.
go
They
on
go.
three,
They
right?
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of them goes.
Not that I'm
And
super excited about it, but I'm just saying, yeah.
yeah, no, you're quite right. Thank you. One of them is going to confront Orux and wrestle with you with an attempt. Oh no, he's not going to do that. He just pulls a gun. Yeah. Um, and uh, put her down. He says.
That's his whole action. Like I got a
No, that
choice
that
now.
that that that's his starting point.
Okay.
You
That's a great action. Very effective. Like
so stand down. Uh, do you put her down?
No.
Then he
Uh,
shoots you. Um,
okay.
so do you dive for cover, taking
Yeah,
her
I think
with
I will
you?
dive for cover at this point.
Okay. So dive for cover, lose his next action, but DM -1 to attack, and then you'll be if you can find some cover, you're at DM -2. So it's -1 on his roll. He is gonna roll
My
like
plan
all
is
of
to dive through the back of the limo, the glass that was
well,
blown out.
that you dive for cover. You need to go through him to
Okay.
get to the rim.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. For some reason, I thought we were more like adjacent aside, maybe. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So that is 7, which is pretty awful. Uh, your dive for cover through him. You bundle Cassidy to one side. He's the only one who could act. One of them is the one who dived down to avoid Keel as the bonus effect. Is heading for cover to try and get maybe a bead on Nivea. Um,
Sure.
that's their action done. Nivea, what do you do?
So, just to make sure I've got everything clear,
Guy with a gun.
yeah, shot Oryx. Oryx dove, and you said that there was a second guy who was making a beat on me, or is it the first
No,
guy?
he's crawling away to look for some cover from where he probably will try to draw a bead on what's going on here.
Perfect. So I think what I'm going to do is uh, I'm going to go after the guy with the gun.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to attack him.
With what?
Melee,
Melee. Okay.
my vibro dagger.
Oh, the vibro dagger is out. Okay.
Yeah.
So out comes the dagger, and you
And I
go
think
for
this
it.
is flippy stuff around Oryx to get to the guy, and surprise him and, stab him. So let's see what that looks like.
Okay. I mean, are we talking about using acrobatics this action to put yourself at advantage? So next action, next round, you can attack him, or do you want to attack him now?
Oh, I want to attack him now.
Fine. So this is melee combat plus strength.
Okay.
Or agility. Sorry, I should have been clear.
Ah. Agility is better for me.
Go for it. That'll be the
Okay.
dancing about bit.
So that would be 14.
Well, 14 sounds good, doesn't it?
Mhm.
His combat skill is 1, so that's 13. His hard weave is 7, so that is 7 or 13 is 6. So he takes 6 points of damage. I will tell you now that NPCs have a single value, and his is 14.
Okay.
So it's down to 7. So you've struck a blow, and he is now occupied with you. Orux, you dived out of the way. Nivea has taken control of the situation with the guy who tried to shoot you. What do you do? You're in the
Well, I
floor.
gave up my action, so I don't know if I'd do a thing, but the intent is to get into the limo.
Yeah, so you just move towards the limo. That's fine. I'll give
Yes.
you that minor action for nothing. Keel, you are batter of hell or not.
I'm running. Yeah.
Okay. Their turn. He's melee is difficult. He's got a gun. There is a modifier on shooting at close range. Ranged weapon in melee -1. So I'm going to roll 2 dice for his attack with no modifier. That is a 4. That is miserable. So he can't get the gun to holding his gun back. Nivea. Round we go again. Nivea. How are you going to try to get this guy out of the way? Because I'm guessing Orux is about to throw Kasidy in the back of the limo and attempt to drive away.
I think basically I treat him sort of like a fireman's pole. I climb around him and grab him from behind, and just try and try and find an open area with that vibro dagger.
Fine. So go for it. I think this is agility and melee combat.
Okay. So let me roll that. That is a 14.
Wow. Okay. He's got a skill of 1 in melee combat. So that's 13. His armor will take 7 of those. So 6 get through, leaving him on 1. So he is reeling from this. Yeah. Let me come to Orux. You've got Kasidy kind of up on her feet. What do you do?
Heading to get in the limo and hoping to get in the driver's side. Like I
I
want
was
to
going to
drive
say,
this thing
so
the hell out of here.
you're throwing her in the front of the limo
Mhm.
and getting in beside her.
Yeah.
Heel is away in the darkness, heading back to the ship with his small, compact suitcase of sniper weapons. And this leaves Nivea to face the guy with the gun who's trying to shoot you while you hold his hand up. Yeah, so he has to do better than 3, doesn't he, really? So he's let's see. Oh, that's an 8. What is your melee combat?
My melee combat is 2.
That becomes a 6, and he misses again. He goes, chew, chew, random shots going off into the sky. But you are engaged in melee, and you've just seen Orux throw the girl into the front of the limo and climb in beside her. And I'm guessing, Orux, we see you looking to one side, say, what do we see you doing?
We gotta
So,
go.
so I think I'm going to shove the guy, basically put my feet in his back and do a backflip through the open back window in the limo, while I'm pushing him down. Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Okay. Let's have you roll with that sounds like acrobatics to me.
Okay.
Yeah. And it sounds like agility, which
Perfect.
I think for you makes it a +6.
That's right.
I am going to make this conceivably a little bit more difficult than the standard +8,
That's fine.
but let's see how it goes. Yeah,
So I got a 14.
Chekhov's blown out back window. Thank you, Roll. Was that a 14?
That's a 14.
Yeah, that's better than the 10 I had in mind. So yeah, literally, launch yourself off the top of him and backwards through that rear window. As Orux hits go. Orux, what do you do with your action?
Drive.
Okay. I do want to, because there were 2 SUVs here, so I do want to know how this drive goes in the first instance. So driving is you've got 2. I think it's probably agility or
That seems
savvy.
appropriate.
I'll give you an option.
I think agility right now is
Yeah.
just
Swift
relying on
reaction.
his. Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
I actually am better at driving than most everything, so yay. He said before he rolled the 12.
12. How do we see you escape the vicinity of the glow globe?
Oh, I think were those SUVs like front and behind kind of thing?
Yeah.
Is that what we see? So I think he just speeds up and then he does the he just goes straight up and over because it's a speeder. So bunny hops
Okay.
it and then trailing away, throwing on the horn so people don't try to crowd the red carpet.
Screen wipe. Before our final commercial break, comms come through to Keel. Keel, this is Jakar. The next time you're in my city, don't call. Click. Shall we take a short break? Yeah, and then we'll play the last 30, 40 minutes.
Sounds good.
Quarter past, back in our seats.
Okay.
I think, we'll see that kind of scene where Orux is driving first like a bat out of hell, and then trying to appear, nothing, you fly casual. Is this Orux getting back to the starport? Or is
Yeah.
this and Teal, you're going back by public transport, I guess, because it's the starport's out of town.
Yep.
And how do we see you navigating any starport security with your sniper rifle or your
I
baggage?
I think it is basically that Bilga's waiting, and it goes, there's a little space and it gets slipped in with whatever food cargo we've got before we go on in. We're heading
Um,
off planet.
that sounds like skullduggery to me.
Sounds good.
So let's have you roll, and I think this is probably control, savvy, or presence. Take your pick.
Well, if you're going to let me take my pick, I'm always going to go with savvy. 4. That's a 10.
Okay, so we see you accompanying your cargo to the ship, and I'm guessing Nivea in the car in the speeder, you're contacting Keel and saying, warm her up.
Yeah, I think we are definitely saying we have to make a speedy exit. We're not coming in the normal way. I think we ditch the speeder because they're going to be looking for that along the way.
He's awfully
and then
nice.
maybe
Are you sure? Are you sure?
they're going to be looking for it. We'll be stopped. So I think we ditch
Get painted.
the limo.
We could trick it out.
Ooh, well, if you want to, we could just. Oh,
Dump
come on! How
the
are we going to get
speeder.
through it? Yeah, we're going to dump the speeder, Then we're going to take in a bad area of town. Then we're going to take a taxi so that they can follow the taxi, and then we're going to get out and take public transportation. So we're going to come through a roundabout way, trying to make sure
Okay.
that they don't get us.
So this strikes me as skullduggery or streetwise or stealth. Um, uh, I'm open to offers.
I think it's best with Streetwise.
Because Orux has won in that. I think there has to be that moment of recognition when she's the tightly rolled buns on the side
Oh,
of her head have come undone, and the Leia dress that she's wearing is looking a bit in disarray. But she turns towards you as if to say, to attack you, and then says, "Orux."
Yes. Listen, they were going to kill you, and so we need to get you out of here.
But
Also, your
but the
dad,
hollow.
your dad, he's dying. You gotta go. Come with us. We can get you out.
Screen wipe on that. So Keel, you and Bilger are getting the cargo on board. Nivea, Orux, how are you kind of navigating the starport and the New Republic kind of customs um, with Princess Leia in tow?
Hmm.
I'll make the typical joke that we have in Star Wars Saturdays, which is we put a robe on her and pull the hood up.
Of course you
All she
do.
needs is a
Of
No,
course you
cowl.
do. Of
yeah, yeah.
course you do.
But I
Of course
think,
you do.
yeah, I think in general we just kind of make sure she's an actress. Tell her you need to look different, and we'll do what we can to help, and swap clothes, that kind of thing.
Okay, okay. So I think I'm seeing her dressed in Nivea's clothing,
Mhm.
um, and Nivea wearing, draped in white, while Oryx, what are we? How are you? What's? Why is the audience going to say he can't? That's not going to work.
He's wearing a very bad wig. Yeah, it's like long
Okay,
hair, and there's this like floof thing going on.
okay. So Oryx, let's see if you're streetwise, because I think that's the best offer, unless you've got some
Yeah.
stealth working for you.
I do have stealth, and I'm okay going stealth. Whichever you think is most
I think it's
appropriate.
more about. I mean, stealth does sound right. Is there
Okay.
anything that Nivea could offer as a kind of preamble task chain?
Um, the best thing I think I have is a zero in Streetwise. And that would be we need to ditch the limo to get a taxi to, hide our tracks a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah. No, I don't think I'm going to make you roll with a zero as a setup.
Good.
That
Okay.
seems to be cruel. So Oryx, let's have you go with Streetwise one. I think it's presence. It's just carrying this off.
Okay. Streetwise plus
Do you know who I
presence.
am?
It's true. Uh, 7 is the
Seven,
result.
seven. Um, and I think that as you're going through customs, you're at the crew end of this. Neither of you is armed with anything that's contraband, so that's fine. Um, but I think there is just at that point you see on the screens around departures. Um, uh, Scenes of chaos tonight at the Glow Dome, where there seems to have been some kind of terrorist attack. Current thoughts are that some stay behind cell from the Imperium has staged an attack on one of Bandersnatch's most loved institutions, the Glow Dome. Uh, Currently, we have no word on casualties. It appears that no civilians have been reported injured, but details of the cast and crew who are due to attend is currently unknown. So How do you distract them, Nivea? Because they seem to be, it's almost like they're ushering you through. Um, but Orux appears to have run into a little bit of difficulty. He's at the point where they should let him through just as this comes up on the screens. Is there anything you think you can do to oil the wheels of departure? Now,
The
I will
best,
tell
yeah,
you that that -1 marginal failure, you almost succeeded, so the GM may permit you to scrape a success if you take a significant consequence or risk. So that's on the table, Orux, but which could be, you know, leaving Casti behind. I don't know. But and Nivea, I want to give you a chance to step up if there's anything you have in mind to kind of get him across that line.
um, so I think the best thing I could do at this point is to cause a ruckus to distract them from Oryx. Um, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to um tell them, I think we're at the point where we're paying the birth of the ship,
Okay,
and I am like, this is highway robbery. This is way too expensive, and I want to basically negotiate the price down,
fine,
right?
fine. And attract their attention that way, so Orix can just quietly cross the departure line.
Yeah.
And look, okay, let's see how that goes. So this is negotiation one. Um, I think I would go with presence or con or
Definitely
savvy.
not con. I think savvy. I'm not. I'm not trying to overburden these people. I'm just trying to be smart enough about what I say to get Oryx passed and
Yeah,
Cassidy passed, and then
Res
drop it.
resourcefulness is in the description, so go for it. So +1.
That is a 9.
And by the time you've agreed to pay the original fee, Orux is across the line and heading out to the launch bay, where Keel is in the pilots in the bridge, just having warmed up all the systems. Yeah. Um, and then yeah,
Yeah, I think that what one of the things we're doing is we're getting a full debrief from her, getting names, dates, everything like that, and then that's getting flash beamed to Jakar.
fine, fine. I think that's very cool to kind of pay off for the fact that he has to,
Yeah.
explain why did you. It's almost like you knew what was going to happen, Jakar. You summoned up that SWAT team, uh, and yeah, I think that's rather neat. And does the name Yurkis Ne Dago come up in that information?
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Okay.
Definitely the middleman orchestrating things.
Now I am conscious that Stephen has to leave us in a moment for vital business
Hmm.
to do with getting into certain games at a certain convention. Um, so I'm inclined to say that is our episode.
That seems great.
Yeah,
And
it's a good
we'll
stop point.
kick off next time with Bilger explaining why you have a hold full of conceivably empty boxes, depending on how his flashback to his negotiations go. Um, but quick stars and wishes. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So in the order I can see you, Stephen, any stars?
Yeah. Well, my star is, so I like how Lowell, you just started the action. Bam, I'm shooting, right? And that just, there was no, what are we going to do next or anything? It was just like, let's get into it. Let's do it. That was awesome. That was very good. I have a much better picture of Oryx now. I especially like, well, the accent that you're doing is very good, as well as the wig at the end. And, it's a good, I have a much better idea of who he is and what he's doing. I
Cool.
like kind of like the idea of you wearing the wig, and I kind of wanted to see a picture of the wig and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know that that'll be a regular thing, but that's hilarious. And then I like, I might have mentioned this. I don't remember if it was on recording or during the break, but Alan, I really like how you're pulling in a lot of the stuff that has been fed to you, like the starship, the system that did this, and you're pulling in Yurkus's bounty hunters. That's fantastic. It really tied into how important all the different NPCs and setup that we had previously done was. That's very good.
Um, Rich, any stars, any wishes? Oh, sorry, were
Yes.
there any? Sorry, Stephen, did you come up with any wishes then? I didn't think so.
So my only wish would be, I think we saw more about the system, and I want to continue seeing more about the system. I also, we talked about this a little bit as well. The things that we're good at, we're really good at, like sniper fire and acrobatics and that kind of stuff. The stuff that we're just kind of okay at, we're really bad at. So
Yeah,
it's really,
this is a
yeah.
system that focuses your attention, I think.
Mhm.
Rich, any stars, any wishes?
Uh, Definite stars to the. I wanted this game to be a little bit of the Joe Schmoes in the Star Wars universe, and so even though we ended up doing something action adventure, it wasn't immediately, oh, let's go do the heroic thing. Like there was a lot of push pull. There was a lot of, well, let's hand it off to these folks. But you as a ref, I mean, right? That's the right
Uh,
term for Traveler, right? You're a ref, aren't you a referee in Traveler? You as a ref were able to like, no, 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 I'm gonna escalate this situation. I'm gonna pull you in. I'm gonna like hem you in, which was great. It felt very cinematic in the we think it's a little thing, it's a bigger thing. It keep unraveling. I'm like, oh dang it, I bought this sweater because we unraveled it all. So I really enjoyed that. It wasn't a mystery, it was just an escalating situation in a very interesting way. I loved Keel's sniper versus sniper stuff and seeing how incredibly good Keel is at a thing after all of uh, Steven, other than acrobatics, basically me and you keystone coppering all over the fucking place. Like, oh my God, failing forward. Like, Alan, you gave us so many soft landings. This game was unforgiving. A difficulty of 8 with our weenie ass mods was painful. I was like, I had such an image of my guy, but I guess he really is like a stormtrooper, like just kind of a plod who can't accomplish much of anything. We still pulled it off, and it was very exciting in a um, so star of it being it kind of had that Star Wars feel of like failing forward of a thing goes wrong, but it extends on very cliffhanger moments. We were definitely not badasses. Like even a Toyadarian looked through our attempts to have like, oh my God. So
Yeah.
I wish these dice were like D8s or something in the same target numbers. I don't know. Really enjoyed the task chain. I thought that was a super
yeah.
interesting and simple way to um, to allow people to teamwork together, but gate it. So, like, Keel's like, I'm 6 above the thing. Well, yeah, but you only give forward enough advantage. You're just super amazing at your thing, and now get a little bit more, which I thought was I like that gating. And even a fail doesn't only hurts so much. The scaled success failure ratio, as we talked about a little bit off cam, gives us some success with cost, and I appreciate that. Wishes, boy, I wish I had stopped when we said we're going into some heavy stuff and said, "Hey, I should have bought this thing." It felt very stupid because I would have. Like I
I,
have
I,
a
I
lot of
want to correct you
credits.
on that actually, because both the armor that Stephen and I have, we actually can't wear that around because it's illegal for us to wear anything above armor value 5 on
Interesting.
Oh,
planet.
yeah.
So you're
And
the only one who's wearing legal armor of all
yeah,
of us.
and I should have made more of that as a
Okay, fair
downside to
enough. Fair
those
enough.
that
I
were
definitely would
heavy
get to
armored.
a 5 though. Like I'm the heavy.
Yeah.
I should have been cognizant
Yeah,
of what's the max I can walk around in
we'll
armor. So
happily allow you to spend some more money.
yeah, again, not a complaint. It is a Rich needs to adjust this thing. Wish I had been cognizant of, oh yeah, dumbass, you were about to go into a fight with a jumpsuit. You literally asked me what armor was. I'm like, oh crap, I have a jumpsuit. That wish I had been more forward thinking in my like I had all these credits left over. Sorry, I'm going really long. And other wish, I feel like the way we're calculating credits might I don't know. The fact that it's like mathing up, so we have to add stuff in miscellaneous. I'm a little worried about losing that, but also, do I why do I care so much? So I think it's okay, but also wish. Last wish, last Jeffy, last wishes. I just wish that we have the whole group next week. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I think that we will have everyone together next time. Lowell, last but not least, stars and
Uh,
wishes.
Enjoyed the setup. A lot of good scenes getting us to the action point. It was one of those things that felt like we were getting pieces, but they were more kind of like were giving us justification for what we knew we were going to have to do in some ways. And so I like that scenario setup. Uh, I this is a game I recognized early on that I was going to have to lean into my strengths and absolutely and totally avoid anything that was not in my wheelhouse, and that is the way I'm playing it. And I'm trying to do that. I never want to be in a physical confrontation with anyone. And there's a
Oh,
bunch of
so I'll
stuff
take
I
that as a wish, shall I?
no, no, that is a
Physical
wish
challenge.
not to be in
Yeah,
those
yeah, no,
things.
I heard
Yeah,
it. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's a GM's wish. And I do like I enjoyed that uh there. I did lean into the to as my local group says into the goob of it to get myself there. But I also enjoyed the little stuff we did. I like the interplay between us in our characters. I like the kind of the arguing back and forth at the start, where I was like, "Ah, we don't need to do this. This is not what we need to do. We just give him a call and tell him." Oryx pushing back on that and playing all that out. So it was good. It was good. That felt very natural and dramatic, and was able to do that without feeling like any kind of pressure there. Uh, th Those are things I enjoy. Wishes, do I have any wishes? Um, no, I'll be looking forward to having our other person back. Uh, I think that's about it. Yeah.
I have a
Um,
comment.
Go on.
Just thinking about the system and something you brought up, Will. Is this system pushing towards having more players? Because with more players, you get more specialized stuff. So you have, one person who's really good at shooting, one person who's good at fighting, one person who's good at piloting, one person who's good at talking. Is it? I'm not as familiar with Travelers. So is that what it's looking for?
I think this is a 4 to 6 player game. Like
Yeah,
I think
Okay.
four is probably the minimum.
yeah.
Okay.
Um, but that really does stretch around.
Right. If you have three, then you are absolutely focusing just on jobs that you know you can do. And
Yeah.
I think there's a certain
Ah,
interesting thing in that of a game where you go, okay, these are things we can't do, so let's not do them, rather than let that's a strange feel, I think, in some ways, given how we've approached heroic play and heroic gaming with Fate and PBTA and so on.
Yeah, no, it is yeah, it is what you're saying, Stephen. I think
Okay.
there's no doubt about that. The playoff is getting round the table in a way that has pace, which is something that we sometimes forget that pace is difficult to get because in this community pace is woo. Um I'm gonna have a little after credits kind of scene, which has to be Yurkis na Dago berating um, his surviving bounty hunters, two of whom survived of the four he sent here, um, and bawling at them. I didn't care about the girl, but what about the stone?
Oh, nice.
So that is us done. I will see you all next week.
Very
Oh,
nice.
oh, can I post this?
of
Oh
Please.
course.
yes.
Thank you very
May I
much.
make a suggestion to that? Um, Increase the bounty on Keel, right?
What are you saying, my man?
Sorry. Yeah, yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh, well, we might think about that. Okay.
Okay.
See
Cheers,
y'all.
guys. Bye now.
Good luck,
Bye-bye.
Stephen.
Thanks.
Bye.
Yeah,
Thank you.
good luck, Steve.